Hello and welcome to another FSF Reviews. We have already reviewed Stargate, the movie, and now we're bringing to you the television shows in a somewhat chronological order because, as Nick has so nicely told us, that the order in which we're watching it isn't necessarily chronological order, it's Nickological order. So we're going to go with that. I just made up the word Nickological, and I feel very happy about that.
It's more so the accepted order of which to watch it. So
We're still going to call it Nickological.
That's fine.
All right, but we are starting off tonight in SG1, and we're going to review episodes. Technically, they're episodes 1 and 2. It's part 1 and 2 of episode 1, and it's called "The Children of the Gods." And so it's kind of an interesting. This was kind of interesting for me. So I have never watched a full episode of SG1, Atlantis, whatever.
Nope, me neither.
I had only ever watched the movie, and I was a big fan of the movie. So coming into this, knowing that other people were going to take over the roles of the actors that I saw in the movies was a little bit challenging for me because I didn't know, like, Richard Dean Anderson was going to, I knew he was in the show, but I didn't know what character he was playing. And
suddenly MacGyver's Colonel O'Neill.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, that's MacGyver. And yeah. Although, and we'll talk about this in a few minutes, but later on, there is a MacGyver reference.
Of course,
yeah. 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 I was like, I thought
there's apparently a few of them throughout the series, but
there's
several.
The references are just beginning, and it is definitely going to be a fun ride for you guys. I feel like, okay, I just got to know, did you guys enjoy this episode?
It took me a few minutes to warm up to it.
Okay.
I enjoyed it by the end.
Okay.
So I struggled a little bit because I went into it with I'm going to do this. I'm going to like it. It's going to be fine. And I kind of had I'm not so sure. This is very, very 90s, which I mean, I don't mind. But then, like, when we meet Samantha Carter, I'm like, and I'm hooked. We're good. I like her. They do anything to her, and I might stop watching.
I think,
and I'm out.
and you got to remember too, this is a new series, so people are still getting comfortable with what's happening.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Like, we've learned it takes actors a little bit of time to get comfortable in their roles.
Sometimes a couple seasons for some characters.
And I did struggle with that a little bit with the switch in the actors, specifically from Kurt Russell to MacGyver.
Richard, yeah. I
struggled with that a little bit with I'm not sure I like him as much. Like, I feel like Kurt Russell did a better job. But then when you re-meet Dr. Jackson, I'm like, never mind, I like you better. Like, I love James Spader, but this is better.
Michael Shanks nails it, honestly, I think, as Daniel Jackson. He has... I felt like he really watched the movie like a bunch of times to get James Spader's pacing down, how he says words, the inflection, the tone that he puts on things. And although I don't think he's trying to do like a bad impersonation or even a good impersonation, I think he's just trying to hold true to the character.
And I personally, I did not realize it was a different person for like the longest time. It was like several years ago when I was like, oh, it's a totally different person.
That's a different guy.
I mean, I struggled a little bit, specifically, honestly, with O'Neill, and then Kowalski a little bit, because I'm like, but it's not French.
Kowalski
Stewart.
Was right. Kowalski, report.
Which I mean,
boys.
At the same time, I'm like, I understand because SG1 started in '97, so I mean, French Stewart had a really important job at that point, and I understand him not being available for Stargate.
Yeah, because he was on Third Rock at that point.
Because he was Harry Solomon.
Yeah, so
he got called by. See, that was the thing, is Kowalski got called by the big giant head. He had a different project.
The biggest struggle that I had with this, honestly, was going into it was, like I said, knowing that people were going to be different. Although I actually really liked Michael Shanks' portrayal of Daniel Jackson. I thought that was really good. Showery, that was like night and day difference between who she was in the movie, and that's fine.
Lighter Boy is the same though. Like, I feel like he's Lighter Boy is like the only one who's the same.
Skara. I actually got his name this time around. It's Skara.
Yeah.